This is Fatima Ashafi. We do fabrics, baby wears, veils, abayas, Swiss laces, Ankaras, French laces, handbags. Yes, so those are the things we sell. I love what I do. It's sort of a passion for me because I like putting things together. I love looking good. We all know with the dollar rate thing now, it's been a whole, for me to start going into that, it's going to take us a whole day. But all in all, what I can just say is for pricing, we had to look for ways to supplement or complement in a way, in the sense that we couldn't be putting as much as we used to do now because of the exchange rate, and based on that, the business has not been so good for us. But another thing we ventured into doing was we sourced for local suppliers in Nigeria, so people that make fabrics, because we have people from Lagos that have factories and companies where they make the fabrics, the Ankaras, and Kano as well. So we had to let me not say subsidize, but we had to bring down our quality in order to be able to sell at a certain rate. So for us to meet up our profit margin, we had to look for local suppliers around. So that's our coping mechanism. The thing is, we still import, but customers now go for the cheaper things. But you still have people that want the exquisite or the luxurious kinds of Ankaras or fabrics, but we still have people buying those ones. Do you get? But the ones that we do get from local suppliers now, we know our target markets, we know who the audience. Let's say, let me give you an example. Let me take an example with the plaza we're staying in. People that stay around here prefer the local sort of, because those are the things they can afford. Get the imported ones now are for maybe our old customers that are used to that certain standard. So it's not been an easy balance, but we've been pushing through. If you look at the dollar rate, it's been bouncing around 1.5, 1.4, 1.8. So what I do is, when I import the goods, when I'm pricing my products, I put it on a bracket where I'm not too much. Even if the dollar gets to 1.7 or 1.8, I'm still going to be okay. So when it comes down, it's still a plus for me. So what we do now is, after 3 months, we check and see the present rate. If it's low, fine. If it's high, then we have to increase the pricing a bit. No, because maybe at the time you bought the product, the dollar was high. So you cannot say, because dollar is down now, I have to go and change my prices for the previous things I bought at that rate. So what I'm bringing in my new products will go with the new dollar rate, but I would not go and change the other rates. Because of the dollar thing, I used to buy, because I know how much I usually restock. Maybe after a month or two, I always restock. So when the prices, I think in February, there was a time it got to 1.9. It got to 1.9. So what I did was, I carried my money, I bought dollar, waiting to see maybe it would get to 2,000 or 3,000 rather. I was scared that it would get to 1.2 or 1.3. So I packed all the money, I got dollar, waiting for my next shipping. So unfortunately for me, the dollar crashed and it went down to, I think, 1.2, which was in May or so. So the difference now was now my loss. because I bought dollar in anticipation that it was going to go high, but not knowing it will come down. So because of that, I lost a lot of money. Even with the Nigerian made fabrics, they still have to import their raw materials from abroad. They import it too. So it's not like it's not affecting everything. It's affecting all the sectors of our business. But with the difference now is they understand when they're coming, what they're coming to buy. So for my clients that are coming for the exquisite luxury things that they know we import, because they know the situation of the country, like maybe 2 months ago they bought something for 150, they're coming now and it's 200,000, but that is what they want. So majority of the time they just feel like they just take it, but it has reduced the recurrent inflow of clients. It's easier to sell local made items than the imported ones, because the customer knows, you know, the profit margin, it's not much for you, but you have more of inflow of customers. So rather than having one person coming to buy an imported lace, when I have somebody coming, when I have 5 clients coming to buy the Nigerian made fabric, you know, the profit margin is higher on the other side, but there's more recurrency in this line. So I think it's better to an extent, because there's always customers, we always have customers coming to buy those sorts of products. The plan I had initially, the dollar thing this was not what I wanted to be after 1 year. I wanted to expand with rent. Like, I started here last year, so my plan was after 2 years I would get another shop, then have 2 stores, because business would have been good. But because of this dollar thing, it's not been as helpful to an extent, because as you're making what you're supposed to be saving, you're reinvesting it back into the business, and it's not much. So I don't know where we're even heading to. Maybe let's be able to even survive 1 year now before I start thinking of expansion or doing more. You know, let's manage what we have presently. So if there's a way they can subsidize to us who are doing business, maybe with importation rates, like custom clearance, because that one too goes a long way. If there's a way they can subsidize that, and maybe there was a thing they were doing, I don't think they're still doing it now. When you're traveling to get dollar at the banks, they would give you at a subsidized rate. If they can do that, it doesn't have to be traveling. For people that have businesses, if you're registered with CAC, and there's a way they can do, maybe for us to access dollar from central bank directly instead of going through this whole, because there's no way businesses access dollar. You have to go to black markets. That's BDC. You have to go to BDC. So if the government can help maybe subsidize those amounts, which is, rather than, I think we give like 7%. It's ridiculous. I can't even remember what we pay for custom clearance, stamp duty. It's a lot. If the government can like subsidize it for SMEs, that would be helpful, and getting the dollar directly from CBN rather than going to black markets to get dollar, I think that would help a lot of SMEs. I don't believe in giving grants to people, because most of the time people get this grant but they don't know how to manage the money. So rather than giving them the grants, if they have their capital, it's different to not have capital, and it's different to already have your capital. So if you already have your capital, you just need them to give you access or easy flow of business. So things like the dollar rate, if we can get it for like 1,000. I was buying dollar 2 years ago. We were buying dollar for 400 naira, and we were still complaining at that time. Now we're buying. Today I bought dollar for 1,560 just to clear my goods, And aside from that, I'll now come and pay clearance. I'll come and pay tax. It's too much. So if the government can help us in those areas, I think it will help. It will go a long way for SMEs.